Morgen, guten Tag und guten Abend und willkommen bei INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. Welcome to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. I am Angela Domingo, broadcasting live from Vienna, Austria, and I am joined by my lovely co-host from Sweden. Hi,
Yes,
Jessica.
yes, god morgon, god eftermiddag, god kväll. I am Francesca Heiskanen from Lund, Sweden, and really excited to co-host with you tonight for our broadcast, Angela. Currently, it is here in Sweden or in Europe. It is July 6th, Sunday, 9:01 p.m. But in the Philippines, it's already Monday, July 7th, 3:01 a.m. So to everyone tuned in or watching from the Philippines, good morning to you all, and to everyone here from Northern Europe or tuning in from Europe, good evening, or from wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Yes. Hello, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon from wherever you are watching. Let's jump right into our topic discussion, right, Jessica? Today, our topic will be my dream job. We invited several Binhi members from our district to talk about their dream jobs, their dream careers, and how faith plays a role in their goals. And for those of you who don't know what Binhi means, Binhi are the members of the Church of Christ who are baptized from 12 to 17. Yes. So if I may ask, Jessica, what is your dream job?
Growing up when I was younger, my dream job was actually to be a teacher. But as I grew older and interests change and um, life happens and things happen, that kind of that didn't interest me anymore. But right now, I think I would go into like management, hotel management, um, service management. Those are the things that fascinate me and something that I would want to study and work towards in my future. For you, Angela, what is your dream job? I think you're kind of living your dream job right now. But for those who don't know, what is your dream job?
Yes, I am blessed to be working my dream job or not working my dream job right now because it's a summer break. I'm a teacher, a middle school teacher, and to be honest, I didn't always want to become a teacher. When I was a bit younger, I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted different things, but as you said, life happens, interests change, and now I'm here. But enough about us. Let's introduce our guests. So to our dear guests, please introduce yourselves, where you're from, what your duties are if in the church, and also maybe give us a hint on what your dream job is. Okay, let's start right with our guest from Lund, Sweden. Hello, David.
Hello po. I'm David Vela from the local congregation of Lund, Sweden, and I'm up in here. And my dream job has something to do with helping people.
That could be
Yes.
several things, right?
Maybe our viewers in the live chat can guess what the dream jobs of our guests
Yes,
will are. But
exactly.
moving on from David, we'll go to the nearby or neighboring country. We'll go to Denmark and we'll have Knuvi introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Knuvi Johnson, and I'm from the local congregation of Copenhagen, Denmark. And I'm a choir member, and I'm also part of the Bini organization. And my dream job has something to do with traveling.
Interesting. That also could be several things. But yeah, let's let the viewers guess what Nuvi's dream job is. Now moving on from Copenhagen, we'll go to Oslo to our next guest. Hello, Reese.
Hello, everyone. My name is Reese. I am from the local congregation of Oslo East, and my duties are currently as a choir member and a district Bini officer. And my dream job has something to do with troubleshooting or problem solving.
Mm, also
That's so
interesting.
interesting. Now
What
let's go to Austria. We'll have Yuri introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Yuri. I'm from the local congregation of Vienna West. I am a choir member and our local's Bini president. And my dream job has something to do with the script.
Script. That's so interesting. Maybe once again, if our viewers can guess what jobs our guests are dreaming of, let's move on from Yuri and we'll stay in Austria. Who else do
Yeah.
we have, Angela?
Yes, we have a brand new face here for the very first time. Let's introduce JR.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Rafael Perez. I'm from the local congregation of Vienna West, and I'm currently a choir member in a binhi. My dream job contains working with wires.
That's so
Okay. Yeah.
interesting. Now
Thank you,
let's go
JR.
to our last guest, also based in Austria. We'll have Leonard introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Brother Leonard of the local congregation of Vienna West, and I'm a choir member and the vice Binhi president of our local here. And the hint I'm going to give is it has something to do with computers.
Interesting. So thank you for sharing your clues. So these are our guests for our broadcast this evening. So we look forward to hearing more from them about their dream jobs and how what their plans are to reach those dream jobs. But before we get into our topic discussion, I believe we have a quick icebreaker prepared for our guests.
Yes. So, especially for our guests who are quite new, to break the ice a little bit, we have a fun game planned, which is called Guess the Job Emoji Edition. So, we will show you some emojis on the screen. And if you want to guess the emoji, you just unmute and say your name. And the first person who guesses the job correctly gets a point. Okay. So, for example, if Yuri wants to guess the job, she just says Yuri, and then you can say the job. Okay. Yes, we attack. Let's start with the first guess.
Yes, and while we're setting up, we want to encourage everyone in the live chat to also join in on the game.
Yes. These are the first emojis. You can start guessing already. Can you see them? They're on the screen. On the screen. So I'll give
Yuri,
you yes. Yes, Yuri.
doctor? Is it a doctor?
Yes. Doctor or nurse? Let's move. It's the answer is either doctor or nurse, and Yuri guessed it correctly. Let's move on to the next clue. The clue, you might find this person behind the scenes in movies or videos.
David,
That's David.
uh, is it acting?
No.
Knubi.
Yes, Chloe.
Is it director?
No. One last guess.
Leonard,
Yes?
is it the photographer?
Nope. Cheska, I think what Knuvi says is pretty close to the answer. I would give him the point. What do you say?
I would give him that too,
Okay,
actually.
Vitek, what's the answer? Filmmaker and video editor. So your answer was pretty close, Knuvi, so you get the point, okay? Good. Let's go to the next clue, Kuyatek. This person works in the skies and loves to travel.
David,
Yes, David.
pilot.
Yes, correct. So 1 point goes to David. It's a pilot or a flight attendant. Okay. What's the next clue, Kuyatek? This person performs on stage or in a studio.
Yuri,
Yes, Yuri.
is it a musician?
Yes. You get another point. Okay. Let's go to the next clue.
Leonard,
Yes.
is it a teacher?
Yes, you get a point, Leonard. What's our next clue, Kuyatek? This.
Reese,
Yes, Reese?
is it IT?
Yes, it's an IT specialist. So we had several answers for that. It could be a programmer, IT specialist, or software developer. You get 1 point. Yes. So, and we have one last clue. Okay. 1 point is still for grabs.
David,
Yes, David.
chef.
Yes. Very good. So I tallied the points, and it turns out that Yuri and David tied for number one. So you can each collect your prizes from at the Cheska and me. Just kidding. Okay, so I hope you had fun with our icebreaker game. Let's jump right into our topic discussion. Okay, let's start with David. Okay, what's your dream job?
Uh, I don't really know exactly what my dream job is yet, but I know that I want to work where I will be able to help and care for those in need. For example, as a nurse or as a doctor, or something in those fields.
Why a nurse or doctor, if I may ask?
Uh, because I actually want to help people as my mom used to, or use, well, or she works as a, a nurse. I just want to help people just as she does, because I was inspired by her.
Yes, thank you. So, how has growing up in Europe shaped your dreams or career goals?
Growing up, I was inspired by my mom, who is a registered nurse because she takes care of people who are sick, who because she's able to help those in medical help, and I am also surrounded by other family members who are or were healthcare professionals. So right now, I think that is why it feels natural for me to choose the same profession.
Yes, I understand where you're coming from. Growing up, we tend to be inspired by the ones who raise us, like our parents or siblings, and it's I understand why you would want to be inspired by them. Yes, thank you for that, David. We'll come back to you in a bit. Uh, who do we want to ask next, Jessica?
Yes. So I would like to ask Knuvi. Knuvi, what is your dream job?
My dream job is to be a pilot. I think I wanted to be a pilot since I was little because I've always loved airplanes and flying. I think it would be so cool to travel to different places and help people get where they need to go safely.
That's such a cool job and such a fascinating job. I feel like it's really like you really have to, really work hard for that profession specifically because it's a lot of people. It's like a big aircraft machine that you need to like fly and take care of. So it's such a fascinating, so cool that you want to become a pilot. So for you, Knuvi, how has growing up in Europe shaped your dream and your goal of wanting to become a pilot?
So I live in Denmark, and because Europe has so many countries close together, I've seen how easy it is for people to travel around. That made me want a job where I can also travel and explore different places. Growing up here helped me think about big possibilities for my future.
That is so cool. And yes, growing up in Denmark, growing up in different places in Europe, it really you do get a lot of opportunities and possibilities. So we look forward to seeing how that develops in your future, Knuvi. So let's go to our next guest. Who do we have, Angela?
Yes, next we want to know from Reese. What's your dream job?
So for me, my dream job is within the field of engineering. I'm still exploring what field I exactly want. So if I prefer my physics subject, then I plan to major in courses such as electrical, mechanical, or data engineering. But if I favor my chemistry course, then maybe I'll take up chemical or material engineering. So I really like jobs that are kind of challenging and both theoretical and practical. So that's it for me.
Yes, I like how you have several options because in engineering, you have different kinds of departments, right? So, yeah, I like that you have options to take, and you're still pretty young, so you can decide on that later on. Now, what we would like to know from you is how has growing up in Europe shaped your dreams or career goals?
So, growing up in Europe has opened up several opportunities for me to explore. Here in Norway, many colleges offer a wide range of courses to take, which has made me pretty open minded and willing to research what these exchange programs specifically could offer. And additionally, schools here have a lot of different classes for me to take. So in my case, I go to pre-college, and in my pre-college, I could, for example, combine my science courses with art and media studies. So in that way, I believe growing up in Europe has made me very open and curious about the different courses available as to what I could become. But eventually, I landed on engineering because that was what really interested me the most.
Yes, it's true. As a teacher, I also know how Europe offers a wide variety of several opportunities, especially to young people taking several courses. And I also I admire for you in Norway, sorry, that you can combine your classes, your like chemistry classes with art and media studies because of course we have different kinds of interests, and I like that how you can combine these. So Thanks for that, Reese. We'll come back to you later. Now we would like to know from David again. Uh, oh, sorry. No, we would like to move on to our next guest, Yuri, right, Cheska?
Yes. So for Yuri, also, what is your dream job?
So my dream job is to be an actress. I find it really interesting and I like it a lot. Like you can show so many things with just body language or send a message with words, and even if you like show it like that, people can portray it in different ways, and I find that really interesting. So yeah.
Yes, that's so cool. And what's so fun also as members of the Church of Christ is we have a lot of projects, we have a lot of activities that cater to those talents. So we look forward to seeing you also use those talents, which you've done already in the past before, for those who don't know. So we look forward to seeing you in more projects like that. But then for you, Yuri, how has growing up in Europe shaped your dreams or your wanting to become an actress?
Well, growing up, I just watched a lot of movies, but also when I came to middle school, there was this like voluntary acting curriculum or like this activity that you could sign up for, and I actually really wanted to try it. So, and I was so interested, and it was really nice. I liked it a lot.
Yes, that sounds so fun. And I think for all young kids, for all middle school students, high school students, there are those opportunities given. I'm not sure how it is in Austria, but in Sweden at least, um, when choosing, for example, a high school here in Sweden, what you do is you basically think of what would your dream job be, or what kind of job would you want to have in the future. And for those who choose acting or performing arts, there are high schools dedicated to that. So there are a lot of those who choose that path and choose those kinds of schools. So yeah, so it's very exciting to hear that from you, Yuri. Who do we want to go to next, Angela?
Yes. Let's ask JR. What's your dream job?
My dream job is to be an electric engineer who designs and develops sustainable energy systems, particularly in the field of renewable energy and smart grids. I just find it very like interesting how you can like work with the wires and build like electronics with it. It's very interesting.
Yes, thank you. It's pretty obvious that that's also what you want to do because you explained it so well what an electrical engineer does. Yeah, so I hope you will achieve that, JR. So now we would like to know, how has growing up in Europe shaped your dreams or career goals?
Growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be a doctor. Yes, a doctor. Anything that is like medical work is just it was like my dream. But that's what just like what my parents wanted me to be. But now growing up, my dreams and my career goals have been changed. Like it changed a lot. And I'm very thankful to God for giving me a chance or an opportunity to become an electric engineer.
Yes, thank you for that. I like how you uh, built your own opinion or how you chose your own path because yes, it's true that we can be influenced and inspired by our parents, but growing up, of course, as we already mentioned, interests change, we as people change, and therefore our goals change. Yeah. So I hope to hear more. Uh, we hope to hear more about your goals. JR, we'll come back to you later. Thank you for that. And last but not the least, who do we have, Jessica?
Yes, last but not least, we have Leonard. Leonard, for you, what is your dream job?
My dream job that I'm currently working towards is being a software engineer because I personally enjoy programming. Like websites, or just generally programming.
That is so cool. Uh, for you, Leonard, how has growing up in Europe shaped your dreams or your aspirations to become a software engineer?
Well, growing up, there was always easy access to devices such as computers or laptops. And in middle school, they offered uh, mandatory IT classes, which I always enjoyed. And my parents always suggested that I should work something with computers. And yeah, I really took that to heart.
That is so cool that you had that in school at a young age already. I think, each country and each school is also like very different, that I wouldn't think of that being something available in my school growing up, but that you had that opportunity. So fascinating, so interesting, and it so nice to see that it really then gave you this
Yes.
idea and this interest.
Actually, as a little side information, schools, middle schools in Austria offer free devices such as tablets or laptops for their students. So that's like an initiative, especially in Vienna, for the children to be more informed about the technology, right? So I think that's also a great thing. I believe in other countries that's also um, offered by schools. But I think it's good because it keeps us and also the young people updated with new technology, all the new gadgets, and everything new around technology. Right, Jessica?
Yes, definitely. And for our viewers, everyone tuned in, we also want to ask you, what is your dream job? So type in the chat box in the comment section what your dream job is, so that we can also get to know you, and our guests here in the broadcast can also hear from you and what your dream job is. We actually already have one comment from Amanda Yeranon. A dream job for me is a job that makes me always look forward every day and does not feel like a job at all because I enjoy doing it. And of course, it does not hinder my services to God. And I think we can all agree that that is the dream job, looking for something that we can look forward to every day, something that doesn't necessarily feel like a job because we enjoy doing it. It drives us, it motivates us, and of course, it doesn't hinder us from being able to serve our Almighty God and perform our duties before Him. But let's continue on with our guests. Uh, we who do we want to go to again, Angela?
Yes, let's go back to David. We would like to know, how does your faith influence the kind of work you want to do in the future?
Being a member of the Church of Christ, we are taught to help and care for each other and to help those in need by doing what God wants us to do. Uh, and with that, I believe that He will help and guide us in choosing our future dream job, and He will help us to be successful.
Yes, that's so beautifully said. First, with you taking in consideration that it is one of God's commands to help others in need, and also to always include your plans, your goals in your prayers, and believe that God will guide you and lead you to where you are supposed to go. Yes, thank you for that, David. Who else do we want to ask, Jessica?
We want to go back to Knuvi, and I also want to tackle the same question. How does your faith influence the kind of work you want to do in the future?
My faith helped me stay calm and focused, especially when things get hard or confusing. I pray a lot about my future and what I want to do. I want a job where I can be responsible and honest and still keep following God in everything I do.
Yes, that was really nicely said. Being responsible and being honest. I think for all of us, for all that we do, in all aspects, not just in our livelihood and in our work, but in all that we do, that we're responsible and that we're honest. And most especially already with what David and with what Kanuvi mentioned is that we entrust it all to God. You know, we can only do so much. We can study, we can put in the work, but at the end of the day, God is going to guide us to those educations, to those jobs, that He knows is best for us. So, you know, always put that in your prayers. If that is your desire, if that is your want to become an engineer, to become a pilot, you pray for that, and God will guide you along the way. So thank you so much to David and to Kanuvi. And who do you want to go to next, Angela?
Yes, let's go to Yuri now. We have a different question for you. If you could do your dream job anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I mean, I would love to stay in Austria just to stay close to family and friends, and also because I know my way around here. But if I had to, I would pick to go to London because I feel like there's more opportunities for me, and also I don't need to learn a new language. But and I also have relatives that I can stay at if I go to London. So yeah.
Yeah, so in a way, you're still with family. It's not your family in Austria. Okay, thank you, Yuri. Now let's go to JR. How about you? If you could do your dream job anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
It would probably be here in Vienna also because I have like a lot of workplace options, and I've already like searched for few workplaces, and they're like kind of very big here in Austria, and I really enjoy it, and like seeing them, it's like very very awesome. And why I would do my dream job here in Austria is it's because of my family and my friends and my loved ones, so I can be like near to them. But if I would do my dream job anywhere else, it's like God's plan, you know, and anything that would work. At least I'm like working.
Yes, thank you for that. Um, I love how you are already searching for jobs in your field because you're still in high school, right? So also for those of you who don't know, Leonard, JR, and Yuri are currently in high school at a technical educational institution that focuses on technical departments such as engineering and robotics, software development, etc. So I know how these three are struggling right now. Not right now because it's summer break, but in general. So it's very admirable for for them to want to achieve those kinds of goals, and yeah, hoping and praying that you will achieve them. Who do we want to ask next, Cheska?
Yes, let's actually stay with JR. What advice would you give someone your age who still doesn't know what they want to do yet?
Actually, my first advice, for the people my age is to take your time. Like growing up as a kid, and maturing as a teenager right now is making me realize that even now I still have a lot of time to think of what I want to be in the future. But another advice I could give to my people my age is to always pray to the Almighty God. Like no matter what is going through in our lives, praying to God will always protect us from hardships and dangers in life.
Yes, thank you so much. And that, it's very true. You are still young, uh, and it's really cool that you're really set and focused on this career path that you're intending. But it's also, we never know what can happen in the future at the same time. So what is important is that we entrust it to God. God will help us, God will get us there, God will get us to where we need to go, and God will guide us every step of the way. And so we want to ask Leonard also the same question. What advice would you give someone your age who does not yet know what they want to be?
As said, I would also advise them to take their time because we as Benjis still have a lot of time to think about our future and what we really want to do. We could try out different internships, develop skills, and just keep an open mind about different career paths. But the most important thing is to always pray to God, as Jer said, because praying to Him will help us in our day-to-day lives, and He will help us guide. The, he will help us on the path, on our desired career path.
Yes, absolutely. And to be open-minded, as you said. I know a lot of people who um, who who had a set goal or set idea of what they wanted their career path to be, but completely veered off that path as they along the years as they grew older, thinking that this is what I want to do. But then as you know, as you grow older and your interests change, your desired career path also changes. So to keep an open mind and to try out different things, that's really nice. Uh, Angela, do you want to take our last but not least guest? Yeah.
Yes, of course. We would like to know from Reese, what would your advice be to someone your age and who doesn't know what they want to be yet?
So, my advice would be to first and foremost place God first when you think of your career. I would try to find a job that could benefit you in your worship services. So, I would prioritize that your job or job position would allow you to be nearby a place of worship and to earn decently for your services to Him, and to also have a schedule that is not too little but not too much that you are, so that you still have your time for your worship services. And try not to think of your career title first, because sometimes you just want to say, oh, I want to be a doctor because it sounds cool. But think instead of what your tasks at work actually are when you enter your career. So, for example, if you would be interested in becoming a lawyer, then you should think of what a lawyer does, instead of thinking about merely the concept. So, for example, a lawyer usually reads a lot of texts and are updated on the laws. And lastly, try to find out your strengths and what jobs you know you can thrive in. So try to figure out what you like, maybe a hobbies, or maybe what subjects you excel in at school. And don't be afraid to try a career that might seem intimidating at first, because you can get there as long as it is God's will and you work hard. But most importantly, that you trust in God, and that you know that He will truly give you and guide you towards a path that will not ruin you, but instead will truly give you a bright future.
Yes, so beautifully said. There are several things that you said that I would like to mention again. For example, that you said finding a job where the schedule doesn't conflict with your duties in the church. I admire that you admire that about you, that you're already thinking about those kinds of details, like uh, is my work close to the place of worship? Is my work schedule not conflict with my duties? That's some of the things that we have to consider, and I think it's great that you already consider that. And I also liked what you said about task before title, because yes, the title of a doctor, you doctor, your name is tempting to take, but if you think about the tasks, then that's where you take the job seriously. That's where you take a step back and think, okay, is this something that I really want to do, right? And most importantly, of course, to always rely on what God can do for us, right? So to always include your plans, your goals, in your prayers. So this also a piece of advice as somebody a little bit older than you guys, right? Yeah. So thank you to our guests for all of your wonderful answers. We've all been truly inspired by all of your all of your statements. So thank you once again for that. And last but not the least, we have one round of shout outs. Okay, let's start with David. Who do you want to shout out?
Uh, I would like to shout out my family, my mom, brother Alex, and my uncle, who are celebrating their birthdays. Uh, Katya and Francesca Heiskanen, and Karlind, my mama and papa, and all of the members of the Lund Sweden.
Yes, now let's go to Knuvi for your shout outs.
I'd like to give a shout out to my nana, dad, and sister, my family in the Philippines, especially to all my uncles and aunts, and brother Tom and his family, to my relatives in Canada, um, all my friends, especially Alex Holstrom and his family, and brother Oliver Nagit and brother Rizar Balsita.
Yes, thank you, Knuvi. Reese, how about your shout outs?
So shout outs to my friends and family here in Norway and out there in Canada, Australia, and in the Philippines. Shout out to Oslo East, my local, and to our resident minister, Brother Rodan Maliare. Shout out to our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Manalo, and Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo.
Yes, how about Yuri for your shout outs?
I'd like to shout out my parents, my sister, my family here in Austria and in the Philippines, my best friend, and also my tita who came from the Philippines here to stay in Austria for a bit, and also my aunts and uncles. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Yuri. JR, how about your shout outs?
I would like to shout out my family, my friends, and my best friend right here, Leonard, and also my family's in the Philippines. And I would also like to shout out the whole local congregation, Austria.
Thank you, JR. Now, last but not the least, Leonard.
Yes, I would also like to shout out to my family, to my brother and parents, to my family in the Philippines, to my best friend here also, JR, and everyone in our local congregation.
Yes, thank you once again to our guests for your wonderful answers. I've read a few comments. Let's read some, Jessica. So again, from Amanda Yaranon, ad- advice for a dream job: interest plus hard work plus remember always to put God above all. Everything else will follow. And Katrina Gieb said, "It's so nice to hear that our Binhis are putting God first, even in choosing their career." So shout out to Katrina Gieb, my sister. And Amanda Yaranon also said, advice to achieve your dream job: know yourself, assess where your interest is. You don't, if you don't want to do something that you will drag yourself to work just for attendance. I believe she means that you pick something that you would love to do, and most of all, ask God for it. Yes. Once again, thank you to our guests for your answers. And also thank you for our viewers in the live chat for participating in this topic discussion. We hope you liked it, and we hope you have learned something also from our younger guests. Yeah, so now moving on, we will have our Let's Sing and Dance segment. where we will watch a Christian music video entitled Ang Tungkuling Itiniwala Puspusa Naming Magawa, performed by brethren from Brno, Czech Republic, District of Northern Europe. Let's watch.
O kaming mga lingkod sa iyong bayan sa mga huling araw. Tinawag mo Ama upang maging may tungkulin. Pangunahan ng mga hirap sa kalikasan. Udyok ng pag-ibig at malasakit sa iyong bayan.
Patayo sila sa kasilahan sa mga paglilingkod.
Patibayan ng lahat sa pananampalataya at manghawak sa pangako mo, Ama. Kaming lahat ay makatiyak, nakakamtay kaligtasan. Ang hiling namin, Ama, huwag kaming magkulang sa aming pupuri. Sa lahat ng sandali, maging tapat ang tungkulin. Itiniwala puspusan naming magawa at ang pangako ko namin sa'yo. Habang taglay pa ang buhay na bigay mo, buong silang pagtupad ang Iglesia'y mamahalin. Magsasanggalang magmamalasakit at hindi bibitiw sa tungkulin. Sa kabanalan at sa malinis na pamumuhay, magiging laging huwaran sa mga kapatid namin. At lubos na magpapasakop sa pamamahala ng Iglesia ni Cristo. Ang hiling namin, Ama, huwag kaming magkulang sa aming tungkulin. Sa lahat ng sandali, maging tapat ang tungkulin. Itiniwala puspusan naming magawa at ang pangako ko namin sa'yo. Habang taglay pa ang buhay na bigay mo, buong silang pagtupad ang Iglesia'y mamahalin. Magsasanggalang magmamalasakit at hindi bibitiw sa tungkulin. At ang pangako mo namin sa'yo, habang taglay pa ang buhay na bigay mo, buong silang pagtupad ang Iglesia'y mamahalin. Magsasanggal ang magmamalasakit at hindi bibitiw sa tungkulin.
Yes, and welcome back to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. And we're going to go to our next segment, which is our CFO in action. So we actually have an activity from Brno, Czech Republic to report where our talented performers come from. So, brethren from the local congregation of Brno, Czech Republic in the ecclesiastical district of Northern Europe participated in an ANC giving activity by offering free massages and haircuts to members of the local community. With heartfelt kindness and a spirit of service, they used their time and talents to share God's love and express gratitude for his blessings. The activity not only brought joy and confidence to the recipients, but also served as a powerful reminder that even small acts of kindness can make a lasting impact. Through their cheerful participation, the brethren demonstrated their unity with the church administration and their commitment to living out their faith through the INC Giving Project. So that was our CFO in action. What next segment do we have prepared, Angela?
Yes, our next segment is called Let's Learn German, where we will learn several German words about the topic of talking about your dream job. So let's watch this.
Welcome to Let's Learn. And today, let's learn German. Let's talk about these 10 useful words that you can use in relation to talking about your dream job. In German, dream job is Traumberuf. Traumberuf. Career is Karriere. Karriere. Future is Zukunft. Zukunft. Calling is Berufung. Berufung. Work is Arbeit. Arbeit. Goal is Ziel. Ziel. Inspiration is Inspiration. Inspiration. Faith is Glaube. Glaube. Hope is Hoffnung. Hoffnung. And passion is Leidenschaft. Leidenschaft. And that's it for Let's Learn German. See you next time. Bis zum nächsten Mal.
Yes, welcome back to INCRadio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. We hope you enjoyed and learned something in the Let's Learn German segment. Moving on, let's read some comments, Jessica. Do you have the comments open, perhaps?
Yes. So we have so many in the live chat currently. Greeting everyone. So we just want to say hi to everyone who's in the live chat. So let's see who we have. So we have April Rose Alba, we have Janice Alba, we have Leia Brillantes, we have Lissandra Castro, we have Everlita Benito, we have Perlis de Jesus, Rochelle Boringot, Osang Rabago. So many tuning in right now. So we once again thank you so much for your support. And if you still have the opportunity to share what your dream job is, we would be really happy to catch it before the end of our broadcast and read it for everyone to hear. But do we have any birthday greetings, Angela? Actually.
Yes, we do. But before that, we also have one comment from Will Humopas, who would like to shout out the local congregation of Katowice, Poland, and also from me, shout out to all the brethren in Poland. Yes, so now let's move on to our birthday celebrants for July. From Vienna West, we have Brian Maxwell, James Maxwell, Clarence Yason, Rory Ballesteros, Edwin Sican, Siren Cloud Lopez, Harley Siason. And from Lund, Sweden, we have Janet Valle, Alex Valle, like David said, his mom and his brother, Demetris Lindorf. From Budapest, we have Archie Kamato, Richard Gigante, Lisel Safer, Ian Jeffrey Ramirez, RJ Perta, Gerson Gallardo, and from Copenhagen, we have Lucas Emil Yassen. Yes, so if you could ask Kuya Tech maybe to play the birthday song.
Happy, happy birthday to you. Maligayang pati sa'yo. Happy, happy birthday to you. Maligayang pati sa'yo. Happy birthday po!
Yes, so once again, happy birthday to all of our birthday celebrants in July. Yes, so Jessica, did I miss anything?
Yes, actually, I think we're really nearing the end of our broadcast. We just want to once again greet everyone tuning in. We have actually someone, Jason Flores. Good morning sa lahat ng mga kapatid mula sa lokal ng Holy Friday Distrito po ng Isabela West. So all the way from Isabela in the Philippines. So it's almost 4 a.m. there. So thank you so much for tuning in. We also have Brother MK Villaruel tuning in. So hello po kay MK. Thank you po for supporting our broadcast this evening. So many brethren, so many tuning in. Once again, we really appreciate your support and your participation in our broadcast this evening. So with that, once again, we want to thank the guests for taking their time to be with us and sharing their dream jobs, sharing advice for people their age on what to do when pursuing a future, pursuing their future career, their dream job. So thank you so much for sharing and for being with us. Once again, thank you to all of our viewers, our listeners. We want to thank the Tech in the Philippines for helping us out in our broadcast this evening. And we would also like to thank our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for having INCRadio programs such as this, and as well as our brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, our Deputy Executive Minister.
Yes, thank you also to Brother Montreville Boy, our INC Media Productions Section Chief, Brother Wally Taray, our INC Radio Station Manager, Brother Jeff Rivera, our Assistant INC Radio Station Manager. Also, thank you to Brother Rizar Balsita, our District Supervising Minister, and also thank you to Brother Oliver Nugget, our District CFO Overseer. And also, do you maybe have personal shout outs, Cheska?
Yes, so I would like to greet my congregation of Lund, Sweden. I would like to greet my nanay and my tatay. I would like to greet my brother in the Philippines and my younger sister Katja, and to all my friends and my loved ones. How about you, Angela?
Yes, also, I would also like to give a shout out to my family and friends, most especially my cousin who is visiting from the Philippines, at Donna, and all the ministers in Austria, uh, Brother Danilo Kaalim and his wife, Sister Laura Kaalim, um, Brother Pierre Giorgio Losanes, and Brother Marl Keith Villaruel, and all my family members who are celebrating their birthday this month. Brian and my Manong James, happy birthday to all July birthday celebrants. And yes, once again, thank you for tuning in to INC Radio Northern Europe Satellite Studio. You can catch us every Sunday, 9 p.m. Central European Time and 3 a.m. Philippine Time. And next up is Ito Ang Payo. See you next week.